Stop everything you're doing right now. Just for a moment, breathe. Let the noise fade, let the world pause. Because heaven has something to say, and it's meant for your heart. My beloved child, you didn't stumble on this message by accident. This is not a coincidence. I led you here. Yes, you. The one with tired eyes and a silent prayer. The one who smiles in public but cries when no one is looking. I see you. I have seen the pain you carry, the weight that never seems to lift. The questions in your soul that no one can hear. Why is this happening to me? Where is God in all of this? But I want you to hear me now, you are not alone. You were never alone. You are not forgotten. Not invisible. Not abandoned. Every tear you've cried, I have counted. Every prayer whispered into the night, I have heard. Even when you felt like your words hit the ceiling and bounced back, I was there, catching every syllable with my hands. My child, I know you're tired. Tired of hoping. Tired of pretending you're okay. Tired of waiting for something to change. But here's what I need you to know, right now, in this very moment, I am with you. You're not too broken for me. You're not too far gone. You are exactly where I can meet you most intimately, because it's in the depths of pain that my love becomes undeniable. Like the ocean that wraps around the shore, my presence surrounds you. You don't have to chase me. I am already near. I never left. Today, my voice cuts through the noise of fear and says, do not be afraid, for I am with you. Isaiah 41 verse 10, this isn't just an ancient verse. This is my voice, alive, real, speaking directly to you. I am the God who parts seas and stills storms. I am the one who commands the winds and the waves, and they listen. So trust this, the storm you're facing is not beyond my control. And neither are you. You are not a mistake. Your pain is not pointless. Everything you've walked through has a place in my plan. Even the parts you wish you could erase. Remember Joseph? He was betrayed by his own family, thrown into a pit, sold as a slave, and forgotten in prison. For years, it looked like I had left him. But in the silence, I was crafting a destiny greater than his wildest imagination. I used the very pain that crushed him to raise him to purpose. The prison became the path to the palace. And child, if I did it for him, I will do it for you. You don't see the full picture yet, but I do. You see a dead end. I see a divine beginning. You think this is the end. I say it's the turning point. You think you're losing. I say you're learning to trust. Do not rush the process. The cocoon may feel like confinement, but it's the only way for the butterfly to emerge. What you feel as isolation, I see as preparation. What feels like breaking is really shaping. What feels like delay is actually divine timing. So I ask you now, beloved, can you still trust me? Even when it hurts. Even when you don't understand. Because I promise you, I am still writing your story, and this chapter of pain will not be the final one. I will use what tried to destroy you to deliver you into new strength. I will take the ashes and turn them into beauty. I will redeem what the enemy meant for evil and make it work for your good. Romans 8 verse 28, you are not walking through this alone. I am walking through it with you. And even more than that, I am carrying you. Yes, child. When you can't walk, I carry you. When you have no words left to pray, I intercede for you. When all you have are tears, they become worship to me. Your brokenness is not the end, it's the beginning of healing. So today, stop trying to fix everything. Just rest. Lay down the pressure. Surrender the outcome. Let me be God. Let me be Father. Let me be your comfort, your covering, your strength. Because I still have more for you. More joy. More peace. More purpose. And if you're wondering, how do I hold on? Here's how. Just hold on to me. I am the anchor in your storm. I am the calm in your chaos. I am the whisper in the night that says, "You are mine." And I am not finished with you yet. Let this be the beginning of healing, not the end of hope. Let today be the moment you look back on and say, "That was the day everything changed." Now take a deep breath, my child. You are not alone. You never were. And you never will be. Have you ever whispered a prayer, and only heard silence? Have you ever cried out, "God, where are you?" but the heavens stayed quiet? You're not the only one. And no, God hasn't left you. My beloved, even when I am silent, I am not still. I do my best work in the unseen. While you sleep, I am moving mountains. While you weep, I am planting seeds of healing that will one day bloom into something you never thought possible. You say, "But I can't feel him." And I say to you, faith is not based on feelings. It is built on trust. Think of the seed hidden beneath the soil. No one sees it. No one claps for it. There is no light, no applause, no sign that anything is happening. But deep below, transformation is taking place. Roots are growing. Foundations are forming. And one day, it will break through. Child, right now, you are in the soil. Yes, it feels dark. It feels like nothing's changing. But I am nurturing you. I am building something unshakable inside of you. I am preparing you, not punishing you. I hide what I am healing. And I silence the room when the surgery begins. Do you remember Lazarus? Everyone thought it was too late. For days in the tomb. The smell of death. The tears of mourning. Martha said, "If you had been here, my brother would not have died." But what they didn't know is, my timing was not late. It was divine. When I arrive, resurrection arrives with me. That's what I want you to understand, my child. Just because it's dead doesn't mean it's over. I am the God of resurrection. I breathe life into what the world calls lost. I restore what seems beyond saving. Even the dreams you buried, even the joy you gave up on, I can call it back to life. So if I am silent right now, it's not because I'm absent. It's because I am setting the stage for a greater miracle. You've asked me, how long? And I answer, until you are ready. Until it is time. Trust that the silence does not mean absence. It means preparation. Do you remember Joseph again? He sat in prison, forgotten. But I hadn't forgotten. I was preparing the heart of Pharaoh. I was orchestrating an entire nation's deliverance through one man's pain. He waited, and then, in one moment, everything changed. One day, he was in prison. The next, he was standing in the palace. This is how I work. Suddenly. Silently. Then all at once. So I ask you, my beloved, can you wait with faith? Not just wait with frustration. Not just wait with worry. But wait with faith, believing that I am not just a God of promises, but a God of perfect timing. Isaiah 40:31 says, "Those who wait upon the Lord will renew their strength." Waiting doesn't mean wasting. Every second is sacred in my hands. I am refining your heart. I am increasing your strength. I am removing what cannot come with you into the next season. You keep asking me to open the door. But what if I told you? I'm building the entire room. I haven't forgotten what I promised you. I just refuse to give you less than what you deserve. So yes, it's taking time. But it's not time lost. It's time invested. And I promise you, the return will be greater than anything you ever imagined. Because child, I'm not just preparing the blessing for you. I'm preparing you for the blessing. You're not behind. You're in process. You're not forgotten. You're being formed. And yes, it hurts, but pain often comes before purpose. You see suffering. I see shaping. You feel like you're being broken, but I'm molding something eternal. So keep walking. Even if it's just one step. Even if you stumble. Even if you have to crawl. Just don't stop. Because I walk with you. I cry with you. I wait with you. I am closer than your breath. And if you still wonder, God, do you see me? Hear this now, yes. I see you. I see every tear, every fear, every hidden ache you never tell anyone. I know your silent prayers. I see your trembling faith. And I honor it more than you know. You don't have to impress me. You don't have to be perfect. Just be real with me. Because the moment you surrender, I surround you. So rest, child. Lay your burdens at my feet. Let me carry what you were never meant to hold alone. You're not weak because you're weary. You're human. And I love you in every broken place. My grace is sufficient. My timing is perfect. And my silence is never empty. It is full of purpose. Full of promise. Full of love. Even when I say nothing, I am saying, hold on. Something greater is coming. This is not the end. This is not a punishment. This is preparation for the promise. I am the God who finishes what I start. I don't abandon my projects. And I don't walk away from my people. So wait with me. Trust me. Even now. Especially now. Because you're closer than you think. And I'm not done with you yet. There is a pain not caused by loss or betrayal, but by silence. The kind of silence that makes your heart whisper, "Where are you, God?" It's the silence that echoes after 1,000 prayers. The kind that makes you question everything you thought you believed. You keep doing what's right. You keep showing up. You keep praying, even when the words feel empty. But heaven stays still. And in that stillness, you start to wonder. Did God forget me? No, child. I did not forget. I'm closer now than I've ever been. You see, there's something sacred about silence. I do not waste it. I use it to rearrange things in the spirit before they can manifest in the physical. My silence is not rejection. It is strategy. I do not delay to punish, I delay to prepare. Because you are not asking for small things. You are asking for healing that lasts. Restoration that is real. Freedom that doesn't fade. And child, deep healing takes time. You look at the surface and see nothing changing. But I am underground, doing heart surgery. Restructuring the foundations of your life. Removing toxic roots you didn't even know were there. Not to harm you, but to make room for what's holy. Because I don't want you to just survive. I want you to stand strong in every storm. I want you to live free. Not emotionally fragile. Not spiritually shaky. Free. Rooted. Unshakable. That's why I sometimes go quiet. To strengthen the muscles of your faith. To teach you how to walk by trust, not by sight. And child, that kind of faith only grows in silence. If I answered instantly every time you called, you'd never learn to lean on me in the dark. But in the dark, you discover who I really am. You find out I'm not just a healer, I'm your anchor. Not just your deliverer. But your daily bread. You find out that even when the feelings disappear, my presence does not. You've been measuring my love by the volume of my voice. But my love is not always loud. Sometimes, it's in the stillness. In the breath between tears. In the quiet strength that rises when you thought you had none left. I'm there, in the sighs. In the moments you stop pretending you're strong. When your faith is just a flicker, I hold it gently, whispering, "That's enough for today, my child. I'll carry you the rest of the way." And when you feel stuck in the same place, repeating the same prayers, fighting the same battle, I want you to remember this: delay is not denial. Sometimes, I keep you in a place not because I'm punishing you, but because I'm protecting you. There are doors I've kept closed because what's behind them would harm you. There are relationships I removed because they were draining your destiny. There are seasons I prolonged because what's coming next demands a deeper version of you. I'm not trying to break you. I'm building you. I'm forming a heart that can carry the weight of what you've been asking for. You want elevation, but elevation without preparation leads to collapse. So I refine. I prune. I go quiet, so you'll come closer. Because child, sometimes the silence isn't me pulling away, it's me pulling you in. You say, but God, I feel empty. And I say, that emptiness is where I pour myself in. When you've run out of strength, that's where my power begins. When you have no answers left, that's where my wisdom shines. You weren't created to do this alone. You weren't created to carry it all. That's why I said, cast your burdens upon me. 1 Peter 5 verse 7, I want you to feel light again. To breathe again. To sleep without fear. To laugh without guilt. But to get there, I need to detox your soul. I need to remove the lies you've believed: I'm not enough. God doesn't care. This is my fault. No, beloved. You are enough, because I am enough in you. I care more than you can comprehend. And no pain you've walked through is wasted. You see scars. I see survival. You see delay. I see destiny. You see silence. I see sacred preparation. Let me show you how I work. I took Moses into the wilderness for 40 years before he ever held a staff. I left Abraham waiting decades for the promise. I let David return to sheep after being anointed king. Why? Because purpose takes preparation. And I don't microwave destiny, I marinate it in grace, endurance, and fire. The kind of fire that doesn't burn you, but forges you. And when you come out of this, you won't be the same. You'll carry a peace the world can't explain. A resilience that confuses your enemies. A light that breaks through other people's darkness. Because you'll know what it feels like to be kept by me. So hold on, my child. Don't give up because I'm quiet. Don't walk away just before the breakthrough. Heaven is not asleep. I'm not ignoring you. I'm working in ways you can't yet see. You are in the middle of the miracle. And when I speak again, it won't just be to answer your prayer, it'll be to fulfill my promise. Now, pause. Close your eyes. Breathe me in. Feel the air enter your lungs. That's me, still giving you life. Still sustaining you. Still present. Even here. Even now. You are not forsaken. You are being formed. You are not lost. You are being led. You are not defeated. You are being delivered. And child, I'm not done with you yet. My beloved, I know the silence makes you wonder if I'm even there. You cry out, but the reply feels like emptiness. You plead for answers, but the heavens seem sealed. It hurts, I know it hurts. Not just because of the pain itself, but because it feels like you're enduring it alone. You feel unseen. Unheard. Unimportant. But child, what if I told you, that the silence is not proof of my absence, but the evidence of my deep attention? When I seem quiet, it's not because I've turned my face away, it's because I've drawn even closer, watching every move, guarding every breath. Sometimes I speak through miracles. Sometimes I speak through thunder. But other times, I speak through the waiting. You think the silence is delay. But what if it's protection? What if I am sparing you from a version of your request that isn't ready yet? You keep praying for open doors, but you don't see what waits on the other side. And I do. I always do. So I wait. Not because I am cruel, but because I am careful. Like a loving father who sees the road ahead, I won't let you walk into what's unprepared. Because you deserve more than premature blessings. You deserve what lasts. And maybe, child, maybe this season isn't about me answering you, it's about me anchoring you. Anchoring you in truth, not trends. In presence, not performance. I'm teaching you to be still, not just to survive, but to abide. To know me beyond what I give you. To trust me even when your prayers return in whispers. Because true faith isn't born on mountaintops, it is built in valleys. In those nights where all you have is a tear-stained pillow and the smallest flicker of hope. It is there, in the unseen places, where the roots grow deepest. Let me tell you a secret, my child, I don't waste wilderness. I use it. I use it to strip away what was never meant to stay. I use it to rewire how you see yourself. To teach you that you are not your accomplishments, not your pain, not your past, you are mine. You are deeply loved. Entirely known. Eternally held. And when you can no longer define yourself by the world's standards, you finally begin to see yourself through my eyes. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. You are not overlooked. You are being overshadowed by my hand. Think of Elijah. The mighty prophet who called down fire from heaven, yet still ended up in a cave, depressed and done. And I didn't shame him. I didn't scold him. I came in the still, small whisper. Not the earthquake. Not the fire. Just the whisper. Because that's what his soul needed. And sometimes, that's what you need too. Not more noise. Not more stimulation. But a quiet knowing, that I am here. And when you ask, why can't I hear you right now? Understand this, you may not hear me, but I'm still speaking. Through a friend's encouragement. Through the beauty of a sunrise. Through the quiet peace that somehow wraps around you when everything else feels like chaos. That peace. That's me. That's my presence, cloaked in simplicity, yet mighty in comfort. You keep asking me to change your situation, but what if I'm using the situation to change you? Not because you're flawed, but because you're destined. I prune the vine not to destroy it, but to make room for more fruit. You feel the cut. You feel the ache. But I see the harvest ahead. And it's worth it. You are worth it. Child, listen, there is purpose in the pause. There is growth in the silence. There is fire in the waiting, not the kind that burns you, but the kind that forges you. And when the day comes that the silence breaks, you will understand. You will see why I waited. Why I withheld. Why I whispered instead of shouted. And you will thank me for every quiet moment that shaped your soul. So don't despise this season. Don't curse the silence. Embrace it. Lean in. Ask not just, when will this end, but what are you teaching me in this? Because hidden in the silence is a sacred invitation. An invitation to trust me when there are no signs. To love me when there are no answers. To walk with me when there is no map. You say, I feel like I'm falling apart. And I say, no, my child. You are falling into place. You are stepping into a new strength. A deeper awareness. A greater dependence on me. And that is exactly where I need you. Because when you get to the end of yourself, you finally reach the beginning of me. So here's my promise. The silence will not last forever. The waiting will not break you. The quiet season will not bury you. It is building you. It is blessing you in ways you can't yet see. One day soon, you'll wake up and realize, the weight you carried has turned into wings. And you'll fly. Not because everything became perfect, but because I taught you how to rise even while the storm raged around you. I am with you. I have always been. And I always will be. You are not forgotten. You are being fortified. You are not lost. You are being led. You are not weak. You are being made whole. And child, I'm still not done with you yet. My beloved, let's talk honestly. Because I know you're tired of the clichés. Tired of hearing, just have faith, when your world is falling apart. Tired of pretending to smile when your heart is screaming. And I don't blame you. I never asked you to fake it. I never required you to be strong on your own. I never measured your worth by your performance. All I ever wanted was your heart. Just as it is. Even broken. Especially broken. You see, pain doesn't disqualify you from my presence. It draws me even closer. The world tells you to clean up before you come near me, but I say, come as you are. Come messy. Come doubting. Come afraid. I'd rather have your raw honesty than polished religion. Your silence may be filled with fear, but my silence is filled with purpose. It's never empty. It's never cruel. It's layered with grace, healing, and divine delay. You feel stuck. But I'm planting. I am not ignoring your cries. I'm holding them. Storing them like precious oil. Every tear you've shed has not fallen to the floor. It's been gathered. Valued. Anointed. And one day, I will pour that oil back over your life as healing, strength, and joy. But you have to trust me in the in-between. In the waiting room of the miracle. I know you don't like this space. It feels endless. But the waiting is where I reveal what you really believe, not to me, but to you. Because waiting exposes idols. It reveals whether you worship the answer or the one who answers. And child, I love you too much to let your hope rest in outcomes. I want your hope rooted in me. Unshaken. Unmoved. Because only then can you stand when life gets loud, when people leave, when nothing makes sense, and still say, my Redeemer lives. You say, God, I feel like I'm losing everything. But what if I'm allowing some things to fall, so you can finally rise? What if I'm not subtracting, I'm simplifying? You've held on to what's familiar for so long that you forgot what freedom feels like. You've wrapped your identity around people, jobs, titles, and timelines. But I'm calling you back to who you were before the world told you who to be. Before the pain changed how you see yourself. Before the betrayal made you bitter. Before the timeline made you feel like a failure. Child, you are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly on time for the transformation I'm doing in you. And transformation takes tension. It's the stretching of the soul. The bending of old beliefs. The tearing away of false security. Yes, it hurts. But even birth begins in pain. And new life is coming. Can you feel it? Even if all you feel is exhaustion, something is shifting. Something is stirring beneath the surface. Remember this, the deeper the foundation, the taller the structure. I'm not just building a moment for you. I'm building a legacy through you. I'm not interested in short-term relief. I'm after lifelong freedom. And that kind of freedom comes through fire. But don't fear the fire, child. Because when you walk through it, you won't be alone. Just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, I'll be in it with you. The fire didn't burn them. It only burned what tried to bind them. That's what my silence does, it burns off the lies. The fear. The shame. And leaves only the gold behind. You were never meant to be defined by your lowest moment. You were never meant to live stuck in a season that broke you. That divorce, that diagnosis, that loss, it may have changed your path, but it did not change your purpose. I still choose you. I still call you mine. You are not your trauma. You are not your failure. You are not your past. You are my child. And one day, the silence you're enduring will become the testimony someone else needs to hear. Your survival will be someone's roadmap. Your faith will be someone's fire. But first, you have to trust me in the quiet. Let me rebuild you from the inside out. Let me teach you how to rest, not just perform. To worship even when the breakthrough hasn't come. To praise even when you're still bleeding. That kind of worship shakes hell. That kind of faith terrifies the enemy. Because it means your hope is anchored beyond circumstance. So my child, don't mistake stillness for stagnation. Don't confuse quiet with abandonment. I am closer now than I've ever been. I'm not standing on the sidelines, I'm in the battle with you. And I promise, you will not leave this season the same. You'll leave stronger. Wiser. Deeper. Softer. Brighter. Because I am not just restoring what you lost, I'm resurrecting what you thought was dead. Your purpose is not cancelled. Your story is not over. Your pain is not pointless. You're not forgotten. You're being formed. You're not broken beyond repair. You're being refined. You're not abandoned. You are adored. And child, I'm still not done with you yet. Child, I see the battle within you, the one you never talk about. The one behind your eyes. The questions that loop endlessly in your mind at night. Did I miss something? Did I do something wrong? Why isn't God answering me? But I am not withholding out of anger. I am not punishing you with silence. I am parenting you through it. Teaching you the rhythm of heaven, not of instant gratification, but of eternal formation. Because growth doesn't shout. Healing doesn't scream. Transformation often comes wrapped in quiet. You are in a sacred classroom. And the silence is the syllabus. I know that doesn't make the waiting easier. But what if it made the waiting meaningful? What if, instead of begging for the answer, you began to search for the lesson? Not in shame, but in love. Because I do not teach to expose you, I teach to strengthen you. I am not showing you your weakness to mock you, but to remind you that my strength is made perfect in that very place. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9. You keep asking me to move. But child, I already am. Just not always in the way you expect. You look for big breakthroughs. I'm working through the little moments. The time you didn't give up. The breath you took when anxiety tried to choke it. The choice to pray, even when it felt pointless. These are not small things to me. These are victories. Invisible to others. Deeply precious to me. There is glory in the grit. There is beauty in your breaking. Not because pain is good, but because I am good in the middle of it. I don't cause all things. But I cause all things to work together for your good. Romans 8 verse 28, even the thing that almost broke you. Even the loss that made you question everything. Even the silence you hate. I know you're afraid of silence because it reminds you of abandonment. Because humans left you in quiet. They stopped calling. They stopped caring. But I am not human. I do not abandon. I don't ghost my children. My silence is never absence, it is attention. I am leaning in. I am listening deeply. I am doing a work inside of you that words could never complete. So much of your suffering is not about the pain itself, but the interpretation of it. You believe the silence means you're unworthy. That because the door didn't open, you must be defective. But beloved, closed doors are sometimes divine redirection. Delays are not denials. Detours are not disappointments. Sometimes, I block the path not because you're wrong, but because I'm right. Because I know what's up ahead. Because I know how easily your heart can settle for something good when I've planned something glorious. You're not being overlooked. You're being preserved. You're not being passed by. You're being passed through. And every second of silence is preparing a sound you haven't heard yet. A sound of joy. Of clarity. Of fulfillment. It's coming. But first, I need to know, will you stay with me even when you don't hear me? Because love is not proven in the noise. It's proven in the stillness. Worship is not powerful when everything feels good. It's most powerful when it doesn't. When you say, Amen, through tears. When you say, I trust you, through clenched fists. When you show up in the silence not for what I can give, but just to be with me. That's love. That's relationship. That's faith. I know you want relief. But I want to give you revelation. You want escape. But I want to give you endurance. You want it to end. But I want you to understand. Because when the breakthrough finally comes, and it won't just be something you receive. It will be someone you've become. The waiting won't feel wasted. It will feel like wisdom. The silence won't feel cruel. It will feel like clarity. And you will stand on the other side, not just healed, but holy. Not just restored, but refined. Not just free, but full of me. So rest, child. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. I am not delaying to hurt you, I'm delaying to hold you. To grow you. To deepen your roots so that your branches can carry the weight of what's next. I've seen the storm. I've seen the scars. And still, I've chosen you. You are my vessel. My voice. My living proof. And I promise, this is not the end. The silence is not the final word. It's just the part where I lean in, hold you close, and whisper, I am with you. Always. Even in this. And child. I'm still not done with you yet. My beloved child, you've walked through the fire. You've cried in silence. You've waited in the dark, wondering if anything would ever change. And now, it's time to see what I was doing in the shadows. It's time to see that the pain wasn't pointless. That the silence wasn't absence. That every unanswered prayer, every tear, every moment of why was writing something eternal. You see ashes. But I see a crown. This is the truth I want you to hear, your pain has a purpose. Not the kind that simply makes you stronger, but the kind that makes you dangerous to the darkness. Because what you've survived, what you've overcome, what didn't destroy you, it's now the weapon I will use to bring freedom to others. What once wounded you, will become your testimony. You thought you were broken beyond repair. But I was building something unshakable. You thought the suffering disqualified you. But it was preparing you. You were not buried, you were planted. And now, it's time to rise. Rise in power. Rise in truth. Rise in purpose. The enemy tried to steal your identity. He tried to convince you that you were forgotten. That you were small. But I have called you chosen. I have called you light. I have called you mine. And now that you've walked through the fire and found me faithful, nothing can shake you the same way again. You no longer carry just survival. You carry revelation. You now know me not just as a provider, but as a keeper. Not just as a miracle worker, but as a father. Not just as the God of the mountain, but as the God who sat with you in the valley. And from that place, my child, you can now speak with authority. When you tell others that I am faithful, it won't be theory, it will be testimony. When you declare healing, it won't just be scripture, it will be story. You have walked it. You have lived it. And now, you will lead others out of the same darkness I delivered you from. This is what glory looks like, not perfection, but redemption. Not a spotless life, but a surrendered one. Not a flawless journey, but a faithful one. And that's what I see in you. Not your past. Not your shame. Not your failure. I see a vessel of my glory. I see someone who has been crushed, but not destroyed. Weighed down, but not wasted. I see someone who was brave enough to trust me in the silence, and now walks with a deeper strength the world cannot understand. There is power in your story. There is anointing in your scars. And there is calling in your pain. You are not just meant to survive this life. You are meant to carry my light into dark places. To be my hands, my voice, my evidence that hope is still alive. The world doesn't need more perfect people. It needs healed ones. Honest ones. People who can say, I've been there. I broke. I bled. But God met me there, and He made it beautiful. So don't hide what hurt you. Don't downplay your journey. I will use all of it. Nothing is wasted in my hands. Not the tears. Not the time. Not the trauma. It all becomes oil in my anointing. The world needs your voice. Not your polished version. Your real one. The one that knows what pain feels like, but also what grace tastes like. Child, this is not your ending. This is your sending. I didn't just bring you through the storm so you could sit in peace. I brought you through so you could call others through. I will put words in your mouth. I will send people to your path. I will make your healing a doorway for others. This is what divine purpose feels like. Not a platform, but presence. Not applause, but alignment. Not visibility, but victory in the quiet places. So rise. Rise in confidence, not in yourself, but in me. Because I walk with you. I go before you. I open doors no man can shut. And I will use you to shake chains. To break lies. To carry my love into every place your feet touch. You are not too late. You are not too far gone. You are exactly on time for your calling. And child, I am not done with you yet.